Hello, my name is Mohammed Soud, and today I want to talk to you about the importance of welfare. Let's start off by talking about what welfare actually is. As of right now, the US government sponsors 126 different welfare programs. 72 of these programs assist individuals, while the rest go to community improvement and gentrification of areas. Now, these welfare programs, what they do is they support individuals who cannot economically support themselves. They help in terms of healthcare, living assistance, and other necessities. Now, the thing is, there's a lot of political stigma against such programs, but the fact of the matter is these programs are essential due to the nature of our economy. Because we have a market economy, it's very easy for people to lose their jobs. There isn't much security, especially now that technology is improving and replacing people's jobs. As a result, people lose their jobs and their source of income through no fault of their own. But because of these programs, they can continue to support themselves even if it's only temporarily. Take, for example, what happened in Detroit. As auto jobs were replaced by robots, people lost their jobs, and even recently Detroit had to file bankruptcy. The fact of the matter is, people are losing their jobs, especially like the last recession, where they become dependent on these welfare programs. But when I say dependent, I don't mean, as some people believe, that welfare encourages laziness amongst people. In fact, more than 50% of the people on welfare only stay on welfare for less than 2 years. What welfare does is it lets people spring back into the economy and become productive members of society. That being said, welfare is also good for the economy. Take, for example, WIC, or the Women's Infant Children Program. Every $1 that's put into WIC by the government is returned 300%. Most economists actually agree that welfare does help stimulate the economy. And another reason we need welfare is because it really does help people. Like, I'm going to share with you a story I've experienced. When we first left Pakistan, when my family immigrated, we actually moved to Canada, but welfare is present all over the world. And in Canada, my dad was working 2 jobs. My mom was working 1 job. My granddad was working 1 job. And my grandma was working 1 job. And we all could only afford to live in a small 2-bedroom apartment. I did not have a bed till I was 10 years old. We were living paycheck to paycheck, and it was not a good thing for us. But the fact of the matter was, we were stuck there. We didn't have many skills. We had just immigrated. We barely spoke English at the time. And then my dad found out about welfare, about these welfare programs that were designed to help people like us. We qualified for welfare, and so we filled out the applications. And every month we started getting $800 more, $400 per child. It was me and my older brother. And what that did was that provided the opportunity for us to move forward. Because now, instead of my dad having to worry about where the money is going to come from and focus on these 2 jobs, he could attend night school. And that night school is eventually what allowed him to become a certified accountant. And when he got that certification, he got a new job, and we moved into a bigger apartment, and we got a new car, and it just helped us profoundly. It was amazing the effect this welfare had on us. It served as a crutch for us, and eventually we were able to be taken off welfare, and now we were part of that economic cycle, and we could help others with our tax money. And once we were making enough money, we got taken off the welfare program. Now, you can find hundreds of thousands of stories like this, where families became economically stable through welfare. So now I've told you this, you might be asking, what's next? Well, in 1996, there was a massive bill passed of welfare reform. It was called the TANF, the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. And what this bill did was essentially it gives states the power to regulate welfare for the most part. And what this has resulted in is welfare being restricted severely. As of right now, only 25% of the people that qualify for welfare are actually receiving welfare. And states such as Kansas and Missouri are passing laws to restrict what welfare money can be spent on. For example, in Kansas, someone on welfare can no longer use that money to buy shrimp. Now, what these welfare restrictions do is that they prevent people from being able to use their money that they're receiving from the government in the way they want. It limits them. And it's up to us, the next generations of voters and activists, to help save this institution of welfare, essentially, that helps so many people, and it helps them live the American dream, and that's what America is all about.
La 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 la, wait till I get my money right.